Hello, my dear students. How are you? In last class, we have studied about kharif crops and rabi crops. What are kharif crops? The crops grown in rainy season like rice, then soybean. All these are called kharif crops. Then what about rabi crops? Crops grown in winter season like wheat, grams. All these are called rabi crops. Okay. So today we can study about the basic practices of crop production. So for example, if we want to sow a seed in our garden, we will do so many activities. First we will prepare the soil, then we will sow the seed, we will add some water, we will add some manure fertilizer. Like that we will be doing so many activities. So like this, the farmers also during the cultivation of their crops, they are also doing so many activities. And the activities that is performed by the farmers during their cultivation are called agricultural practices. Agricultural practices. Okay. So there are 7 steps involved in this agricultural practices. So what will be the first step? First step we know preparing the soil. So the first step is preparation of soil. Then the second step is sowing. Then third step is adding manure and fertilizers. Manure and fertilizers. Then fourth step is irrigation. Then fifth step is protecting from weeds. Then sixth step is harvesting. And the last step is storage. Okay, so these are the steps involved in the agricultural practices. So first we want to prepare the soil. After preparing the soil, we want to sow the seed. Then we will add some manures and fertilizers. Then we will pour water. Then we will along with when the seeds germinate, along with that plants, germinated plants, we can see some unwanted plants called weeds also will grow. So we want to protect from weeds. After that we want to harvest the crops. Then after harvesting we want to store our grains. So these are the steps involved in the agricultural practices. So which is the first step? First step is preparation of soil. So now we can discuss about the preparation of soil. So preparation of the soil is the first step. And the important task in this process is turning and loosening the soil. Turning the soil means changing the position of the soil. We will dig and bring the soil that is at the bottom to the top. Like that we will mix the soil. So we want to turn the soil. And when we are digging it, the soil will become loose also. So the task is to turn and loosen the soil. And when the soil is loosened, we know roots can easily penetrate deeply into the soil. So they can go deeply and hold the plant firmly in the soil. And water also during rain and all water seep underground. So if the soil is loosened, water can seep underground very easily. So the availability of underground water also will increase. And we know plants breathe throughout their body. So roots are breathing the soil that is present, breathing the air that is present in the soil. So in between soil particles there will be some air. So the plants are breathing that air. So if we are loosening the soil, the amount of air in between soil will increase and the plants can breathe easily. Okay. And again, when we are loosening the soil or turning the soil, it helps in the growth of earthworms and microorganisms in the soil. And these earthworms and microorganisms are called as friend of farmers. Why they are called as friend of farmers? Because they also will help in turning and loosening the soil. They will be moving in between the soil, and also they will change the decayed organic matter into humus, and the humus increases the fertility of the soil. So they increase the or improve the fertility of the soil. And when the plants or animals die, we know they will decay and the nutrients in their body mix with the soil. And when plants are growing, they will absorb the nutrients from the soil and they are growing. Okay. And since only a few centimeters of top layer of soil supports plant growth. So a few centimeters in the top soil is supporting the plant growth. So turning and loosening of soil brings the nutrient rich soil to the top. Okay, otherwise plants are using only the top soil. So when we are turning and loosening the soil, the nutrients that is present at the bottom of the soil will reach the top, so that plants can use these nutrients also. Thus, turning and loosening of soil is very important for cultivation of crops. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called tilling or ploughing. So it is called tilling or ploughing, and it is done by a plough. So the process of loosening or turning the soil is called tilling or ploughing, and it is done by a plough. And the plough is made of wood or iron. And if the soil is very dry before ploughing, it is watered. Okay. And after ploughing, it will break the soil into big pieces of soil called crumbs. And before sowing the seed, these crumbs are broken down into smaller pieces by using a plank. Plank means a long flat piece of timber. By using that, these bigger pieces called crumbs are broken down into smaller pieces. Then the soil is leveled by a leveler. Okay. And sometimes before tilling, people add manures and fertilizers to the soil. After that, they will turn and loosen the soil, so that manures will mix with the soil very well. And if before sowing the seed, the soil is watered properly. So before sowing the seeds, we want to break down the bigger particles of soil into smaller particles. Then only we will get a better yield. So for this, nowadays we are using so many tools. And the main tools we are using are plough, hoe, and cultivator. Okay, now we can look what is a plough. So plough was used from olden days itself for tilling the soil, removing the weeds, adding manures, fertilizers and all. And it was made of wood. Nowadays it is made of iron also. Okay, and it is driven by two bulls or some other animals. And the main part of this is a triangular piece of iron called plowshare, and it is attached to a long piece of wood called plough shaft. And one end of this plough shaft is attached to a beam, and this beam is kept on the neck of two bulls. Okay, then when the bulls move, they will pull this plowshare also along with them. and the iron tip of this plowshare, this will be like this. It will be touching the soil. So when the bulls are moving forward, this triangular piece will turn the soil. Okay, and a man and two bulls can operate this plow. Next we can study about hoe. So this is also used for removing the weeds and tilling the soil. So it has a long rod, and at one end there is a broad iron piece called bent plate, and it is like a blade. So when the animal, when it moves forward, it will pull this bent plate along with it, and the sharp end of this bent plate will move through the soil, and it will till the soil and remove the weeds also. Okay. Next tool is a cultivator. So what is a cultivator? It is a frame with so many teeth-like structures that will pierce the soil when it is dragged through the soil, and it is attached to a tractor, and when the tractor is moving forward, this cultivator will pierce the soil and till the soil or loosen the soil. Okay, nowadays we are using this tractor driven cultivator, because when we are using a plow or a hoe, we know the bend plate is only one bend plate is there, or plowshare also only one thing, so they can till only a small area. But this cultivator, it is can till a broad area, wide area, so it serves more time and labor. So nowadays we are using a cultivator that is driven by a tractor. So it is more advantageous than plow and hoe. Okay. So in the agricultural practices, first step was preparing the soil. Now we prepare the soil by tilling and plowing. Then tilling or plowing, and we use different tools for it like plow, hoe and cultivator. Now next step is what? Second step is sowing, so that we can study in next class. Okay.